Hey, Mr. Clash here, and today I'm going to show you the simplest and easiest army to use for raiding to get your loot, even if you can't attack at all and you're no good at attacking. This is the simplest, easiest thing you can do in the entire game. Okay, let's have a look at my army composition. Well, there we go. Town Hall 9, 200 archers, 3 wall breakers, 7 minions. That's it. That is it. Here's my spells, and I don't use the spells. Very rarely will I be using the spells. I take them just in case. Clan castle troops, they're just there for defense. Don't drop them. Don't drop them. So none of this, go do a raid, quickly ask my clan for troops. Go do a raid, ask my clan for troops. Go do a raid, ask my... That's garbage. What if I don't have a clan that's very active in donating troops? Am I going to stop my game progress because they can't donate troops? No, that's not on. This way you don't need to rely on them to give you troops. If you need to raid, if you can only raid by using clan troops, you need to figure out how to raid better. If you're going to be doing war practice, I've got no problem. But if you can only raid by asking for troops, you need to pick a different raiding method. Here's what I've got planned cooked. 220 archers. How do I cook them? Well, you can pre-train an army if you like. Just hit train, just look, army number 1, 10 archers, train. Or after you've done an attack, these 220 will pop into the camps. Just come back, hold your finger on the archer button until they fill up. Easy peasy. Okay, there's the troops. Let's have a look. I've got 8 million gold, 6 million dark elixir. Here's my builders. They're ready in 1 or 2 days. I can't raid anymore. So, okay, let's have a look at my attack log. I'm just going to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so here you've got the top one. I went for the dark on that one. I was going for the dark on that one. And you can see the next one, 79 archers for 300,000, 206 archers, another 87 archers. You know what? I'm not getting 2,000 dark elixir every raid. I don't need 2,000 dark elixir every raid. I'm not using any dark troops on my raid. I'm sitting down in gold. So what? Look at the loot I'm getting. How hard is it to get loot like this up in champs or something? Yeah, you know what? You get a fantastic dark bonus up in champs and other bonus, but you've got this massive army you've got to cook. You've always got to use spells. You know what 200 archers costs? 88,000 elixir. You can't get any cheaper than that. Well, you can, all barbs, but in terms of being able to hit over a wall if you need to, barbs aren't going to do you any good. That's where the archers come in. All right, so you can see here, pretty decent. Have a look at the bottom two. They were 2 days ago, so I didn't even attack for 2 days. And I didn't attack for 2 days because I'd maxed out my stuff. So these 8 attacks filled me up. By the way, those 10 attacks there equal 3.6 million gold and 3.5 million elixir and 6,000 dark, 6,600. Let's have a look at the top one. And I'll show you 4. I'll show you the top one, the million loot one, and the one that only used bugger all archers. So as you can see here, I'm doing surgical archer deployment. I'm not spreading them, but I'm going to show you a couple of attacks where even if you can't figure out how to do surgical archer deployment, maybe dropping 5 to 10 archers on each thing, even if you can't figure out how to do that, we'll speed that up. I'm going to show you an attack that you can use, even if you're absolutely no good at figuring out how to attack with a surgical sort of deployment of archers, or how to do them in sort of waves. For instance, I don't need to drop them all in these slow little waves that I'm doing. I could just drop them all at once and then just get on to my next thing. But there's a benefit to doing it in waves, and that is I don't care, number one, I don't care about cups. So for instance, at the top here, you can see I'm not really trying to get this barracks at the top. I'm not trying to get this near the clan castle. I'm not trying to get those barracks near the clan castle because I don't care about cups. I'm just dropping the archers to get the loot. So I've got a bit of loot there. Now those 2 pumps up the top there, didn't bother with them. I left 69,000 there, but I was only after the dark and I got that, thanks for coming, 150 archers. Now the benefit of not dropping all your troops, I'll just show you this, we'll look down at this 500,000 raid. So basically when I'm going to do a raid, you can see that I've got all these troops already cooked. I'll just speed this up a little bit. So that means after the first raid, I come back, I've got an instant army ready to go. And what I do then is I press my finger on the archers and just reload the archers till it's full. And then I go attacking. If I dropped some minions or wall breakers, I put them out first Whatever was already trained, I leave. So then the next ones that will first train become like the wall breakers or the arch or the minions, and then I fill the rest up with archers. So that means my next attack I'll be doing with more archers and less wall breakers or something like that. So you can see here I'm just dropping my archers in slow little waves to come in, come in, come in. I know they're going to get smashed by the mortar and the wizard, but that's okay. I just need to clear that up, and now I'll just come in with the king. I don't have any wall breakers on this one, see, because I'd used them on the raid before. So I'll just come in with a king and a bunch of archers. There's no mortar threat there, so he'll bash through the wall with the help of the archers and then rage him, and that's it. Nice little bit of extra loot, 500,000 each and 400,000 gold. Look, I left 800,000. I left 800 dark there, but that's okay. That's okay. So let's have a look at the next one. I'm going to show you the 79 and the 87, was it? Have a look at the 87 archers. 87 archers, 3 wall breakers. What do I use the wall breakers for? I'll show you why I use the wall breakers. Okay, there we go. So here we are. Just drop some archers at the top up there. Yeah, that's very nice. And just drop some archers down the bottom up here, just to make sure they're not going to go wandering around too much. Then I'll drop 1 wall breaker down the bottom there. There we go. 1 wall breaker, 2 left for the top. And so you can see what's going on there at the bottom, just feeding the archers in as I need. Don't need them to be don't need to fully dump all the archers, as you can see. And up the top, I just dropped the other couple of wall breakers up there. And that's going to wait for the queen to come through. Could have been the king or queen, whatever. So get a little bit of dark, get the other gold going. And now I've only got this other pump up there. I'm not going to have enough oomph to get through the archers, all these archers and things to get to the dark there. So there was no point even trying. Move on to the next one. Why is that important? Because it means that I've only dropped 79 archers or 87, whatever. That means I can get onto the next attack sooner and get it done sooner. So you can see I dropped 87, and then 6 minutes later I dropped 200. And by the way, I was doing this while I wasn't even occupied in the game. I was watching a movie while I was actually raiding. So here's why you use archers, because the archers can get over the wall, and you don't need like a bunch of, if you were doing BARCH, then the barbs are just punching the wall while the archers are doing the work. So you can see here I'm using some of the minions as well, just to take on a few things that possibly maybe a mortar might get my archers. The minions help in that regard, so that's why I take the minions. And there we go, just speed that up a little bit. Got most of the loot that I need, and that's it. I don't need a star, I just need the loot. So once I have the loot, I'm out of there. I'll come and go with trophies all the time anyway, so trophies don't mean anything to me. So I got the loot, and yeah, that's good enough. 300,000 gold, 400,000 elixir, 450 dark. That's fantastic. Okay, so that works. That is keeping all 5 of my builders here busy at Town Hall 9. Just arch. That's arch. All I'm doing is just arch. Okay, now I'm going to show you how this works at Town Hall 8 and what to do if you're really absolutely no good at attacking. Okay, I've just got this paused here from a attack replay. Just have a look at the archers here. 180 archers. So this is a Town Hall 8 doing these attacks. 180 archers, 3 wall breakers, 7 minions. So the same troop combo as Town Hall 9. Now, the idea, if you're no good, basically put 2 fingers down and either tap, 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 tap all the way around, or put 2 fingers down, hold them down, and once the archers start coming out, just sweep them around in a circle around the whole base, or half the base, just going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards where the loot is. And that's what you're going to see in these 2 attacks. You don't need to be a good attacker to do village raid. Look, there we go. It's 2 finger drop, 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 just going backwards and forwards. There we go. He's just started the auto archers on the right hand side, coming back now, and then back around, coming back around. Now, of course, what this attacker is doing is just dropping all 200 archers, whereas you just saw how I was being a little bit surgical about it in terms of drop some here, drop some there, drop some here, drop some there. This attacker just all 200 down, boom. And like I said, I don't know what they are at Town Hall 8. I don't know what an archer costs at Town Hall 8. It's less than Town Hall 9. But my Town Hall 9 archers were 88,000. So look at this, going to get the dark elixir, got all the loot. Thanks for coming. Dead base. And on to the next one. Now remember, it's a pre-trade army, so I'll bring up the next attack from them. Okay, now this is the next attack that they shared with us. Again, same deal. 180 archers, 3 wall breakers, 7 minions, and of course the king is down because that was 2 consecutive attacks. Just to show proof of concept, it does actually work. So let's have a look. And again, you'll see once the archers start to be deployed, it's just basically going backwards and forwards, over on the right hand side, then coming back down to the middle, then back over and just sweeping. Fingers are down on the board at this stage. So once those archers started to auto-deploy, the fingers would just swept backwards and forwards like that in a circle until all 200 archers were down. In that case, if there's no strategy for using wall breakers, then you might as well bring extra 20 archers. Or I would say if you don't want to use the wall breakers. But I do recommend bringing the wall breakers and the minions because sometimes those minions are really, really helpful. And if you become very good at this, then you can start to go, oh, I just dropped 1 minion here, 1 minion there, and then I can concentrate on the rest of the base, that sort of a thing. So again, you can see that, we'll just wait for this to run out, I'll just speed that up, that you can see, easy. There was no skill in that. You did not have to know how to do surgical deployment or anything. The only thing you had to read was that the collectors were full and you could attack them. 2 fingers down and just sweep around the map. You cannot get any easier an attack method than that. So if you're, and again, no clan castle troops used, no spell. It's simple, it's easy, it doesn't use troops, clan troops, it doesn't use spells, and you don't have to be a good attacker, and you can still rake in the loot to keep all your builders busy. So that is it for today's video, but we have the question of the day first. So seeing as we had archers today, just archers everywhere, the question's going to relate to archers. How do the Clash of Clans archers stay fit? How do the archer girls stay fit? They do they do aerobics. They do aerobics. Oh, anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for sticking around to the end. And I do recommend, why don't you give the archers a try? Make up the combo, whatever many archers, as long as you bring 3 wall breakers, 7 minions, the rest archers. Give it a go. No clan troops needed. No spells needed. Just hunt for dead bases down low. See how you can keep your troops together. Hey, if you need dark elixir, snipe drills. Just snipe full drills. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.